What up, what up, what up? Now, a lot has been going on since last week with the whole 5% nutrition thing. It's funny how people don't know how to lead well enough alone when it don't really pertain to them. And when it's not a personal thing to them, they don't know how to keep their nose out of other people's business, shall I say. When I address issues with people, it's because it's about me and it pertains to me. Now, I don't just go inserting myself into somebody else situation, you know. Like, you guys seen how it played out when that whole madness went off at the expo and the bodyguard, you know, they got however you want to call them, jumped into something that had nothing to do with them. You seen how that went. When you do stuff like that, it don't ever turn out right. You know, and me being out here moving the way I move, I learned to just observe, stay out of folks' business. If it don't pertain to me or my close loved ones, I don't have nothing to do with it. And even if it's something to do with my close loved ones, if it doesn't make sense to me, because I'm a right is right, wrong is wrong type of man. And if it don't make sense to me, I leave it alone. I stay completely up out of it. Now, the reason why I'm saying all of this and bringing all this up is because I was taking a nap and I woke up to a text message of this letter from 5% Nutrition. I guess they sent out to their athletes and everything. And the letter had a lot to do with not talking to certain individuals, not liking none of their pictures, not like communicating with them. Pretty much what 5% Nutrition told their athletes is if they find out that they're liking big boy pictures, pussy muscle videos, Sarah, Piana pictures, Mack truck pictures, posts, and all of that. If they liking any of our stuff, that they will be terminated. Now, this is what I don't understand. You cannot tell a grown individual who they can be friends with, who they can be cool with, and what they can do on a personal time. You cannot tell anyone, no shit like that. So the thing is, before Rich was completely under the dirt, I put out multiple videos paying homage to this man. Which means that, like before, when I put that video out, I said if he's not 70%, 20% himself, if he's not nowhere near himself, I'm going to leave it alone. I said that from the gate before we even knew that it was as bad as it was. I said that from the gate because I'm like, it's not going to be fun anymore. I just got a kick out of poking at Rich. Just like I said in my RX Muscle interview when Dave Palumbo asked me, like, do you hate Rich Piana? I told him, I said, hell no, I don't hate Rich. So it was never a hate thing. It was just about respect. And if another man disrespect another man, they need to be willing to accept however it's going to go. Whether it go to the left or whether it just keep steering straight or go to the right. You see what I'm saying? So they messed up and gave the Viking a phone call telling him not to talk to me, not to talk to Big Boy, not to talk to Sarah. The one thing you don't do is give Viking an ultimatum. That's the one thing you don't do. So Viking pretty much told them where to shove it. Rich couldn't even tell Viking not to be friends with me. Rich don't get in the middle of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't call Viking like, hey, don't be friends with Rich. Me and Viking was boys and brothers way before me and Viking both known Rich. Viking knew Rich before me. But me and Viking was friends way before Viking and Rich was even friends. So there's no way in hell anyone is going to tell him not to be supportive of me when I've been supportive of him, you know, from the gate. There's no way that's going to happen. So they wind up losing the only person in that company that's close to Rich that could hold that company up. That company is for the crumble, it's for the fall. Now they about to make Martin Ford the face of 5%. There would never, ever, ever be a Rich Piana. Martin can't replace Rich. Martin is from the UK. No disrespect to Martin. I got a lot of respect for Martin, but this is some West Coast shit. California. SoCal. This shit was built on this side of town. Martin is becoming more and more famous in being an actor. There's not too many peoples in... Fuck it, I'll go on a limb and say there's not no one in fitness that can relate to Martin. Far as bodybuilding, far as physique, all of that shit. I'm not talking about acting. I'm not talking about MMA and none of that. There's nobody that can relate to him. My opinion, if they had any fucking common sense, they would have made Viking the face of that company. And if they'd have made Viking the face of that company would have been able to ride for a cool minute, because people's know when you see Rich, you see Viking. When you see Rich, you see Mack Truck before we fell off. It was never, oh, when we see Rich, he's with Martin Ford. He's with, oh my God. What is the other dude? The bodybuilder dude. Goddamn. Can't even remember his name. However, the one from Canada, whatever. You don't see those. You saw Viking, Mack Truck, Rich Piana. That's what made 5%. You see what I'm saying? Me and Viking put a lot of work in for that company before it was even a big company. We put a whole lot of work in. The company didn't do a motherfucking thing for us. Nothing. Everything that was done for us, it was through the brotherhood of Viking, Rich, and Mack Truck. We all was supportive of each other when it came financially, conversation-wise, all of that. That's why when the shit went left with me and Rich, yeah, it was very, very intense, because you don't do certain shit with people that you know will go to war for you. So, in my opinion, 5% nutrition is not going to make it to fucking next Olympia, next summer, and all that shit. Not with no fucking Martin Ford. You see what I'm saying? They need to get some fucking common sense, put Viking on a healthy fucking payroll, and come fucking beg him to be the face of that fucking company. They need to beg him to be the face of that company. We can turn these motherfuckers calling in and shit. You know? And I don't think that's going to happen. Because now, I'm so focused on showing Viking all of the dots that I crossed, all of the dots I dotted, all the T's I crossed, so he can start his own brand, bring Monster Mode right back. And that's what's going to happen. You know, yeah, it's a struggle when you got to go off your own dime, when you ain't got business partners and all of this. But the one thing that a person ain't gonna ever be able to take from you is your 100% that you're getting in return. You know what I'm saying? So, moral of this video is, don't you ever give a person an ultimatum if you're not prepared for them to go the other way with it. Because they just really lost the most loyalist person that I can think of to ever be a part of any company, any business, any brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? They really lost a good one. And regardless of the fact of me always being in Viking ass about starting his own shit, the time is here now, and I'm gonna have to make sure that I deliver and hold up my end of my support to make sure that I can get him on his feet and get his momentum built up. Because the minute he mentioned that he left 5%, his fucking followers went up like 2,000-3,000. Like, fast. So what that tell you? You know what I'm saying? There's no way they can have a 5% without a Rich. And the stuff they doing is some shit that Rich would never do. Rich would never make a person pick and choose sides, ever. You know, in that last interview Rich did with RX Muscle, he clearly told Dave, I don't know what I really did. All I know is Mack Truck is angry with me. He didn't say Mack Truck hate me. He didn't say Mack Truck is trying to destroy me. I didn't try to destroy him. I just liked it to poke at Rich. And I put his names in them titles because I know that's the way he was going to see my videos. You know what I'm saying? I liked it to poke at him. I didn't try to do nothing else to him. It's just when that racist video came out, it let me down because I didn't expect to hear nothing like that from somebody that I never even seen act that way towards any race, you know. Like, I joked all the time with him. He was the blackest white person I know. No fucking auto insurance, no registration, no fucking health insurance, no bank account, fucking ton of money, like big fucking rims on a sedan and all this shit. Like, you know, we always joke like that. You know what I'm saying? If I can do it all over again and change what happened, would I? Absolutely not, because everything happens for a reason. And I don't hold no grudge. I didn't hold no ill will towards him after the fact. It's just, you wasn't finna just talk to me any kind of way without getting popped in the mouth. You know, you're not going to be a parent and let your kid just sit there and get the hollering and yelling. You're going to pop. Now go stand in the corner. You know, you're not going to sit there and try to break their neck. You know what I'm saying? Rich was open throughout that whole thing. If I wanted Rich, I could have got Rich 100%. I didn't want Rich like that. I had to do exactly what I did. His boy, he came over there. He had to get the worst end of the stick because this didn't have nothing to do with him. I don't know him. Don't have no respect for him. Don't have no love for him. As long as he stay out the way, he ain't got to worry about me. But he jump in that lane, he gonna get his ass ran the fuck over. You know? And I don't know, man. I'm just ranting. I just felt like it was best that I put y'all up on game with how fucking Jane and Chanel is destroying this legacy and this brand that was built by the face and the voice and the blood, sweat, and tears of Rich. And it's sad watching this shit just get destroyed. And y'all best believe I'm going to go up there to that cemetery to pay my respects too. I am. I'm not going to go right now because I know it's a whole lot of madness of different people's going up there. But I'm going to go up there. You know what I'm saying? I am. You know, because at the end of the day, my kids sit and I had to break the news down to them and tell them that he's not here anymore. It affected my kids. My youngest, Chloe, was like, so Daddy, Rich could see me? I said, yeah. She was like, so he up there with God, he in heaven? I said, yeah. For a whole week, she just sit there and wave at the sky. Like, what are you doing? I'm waving to Rich, Daddy. Rich could see me. I wish I could be up there with him. I said, no, you don't. It's not your time. So I didn't put my kids in the middle of that shit to pick and choose. It affects my kids. It affects Viking kids. You know what I'm saying? Because we all were close. That's why I had so much passion and heat behind the beef. It wasn't to build nothing. Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to continue, stand on prep, get ready to go to this Olympia. I'm leaving out early Friday so I can get to this expo, hook up with a couple of my good partners, catch up with Dexter, shot the shit with Dexter and Chris Lewis. Saturday it goes for a minute. Told Dexter I'm damn sure gonna come watch him take that motherfucking title. If anybody slip up, Dexter gonna bust their motherfucking back wide open. That's what he do. You know, and I don't know, guys. All I know is I'm staying out of the way. I'm in my own lane, and I'm driving the fuck out of this rig. Kick, kick, kick. Pow, pow, pow. Let's see if this peak working. Look at that motherfucker. Oh, look at his beard. Moving.